In this video, I'll only be riding loaner bikes for the next 24 hours. Loaner bikes. What was your name?
Norbin.
Norbin. I just met Norbin. He was just walking around, so I guess he's in the intro now. If you are getting your loaner bike, or if you're looking to get your motorcycle license, I think this video might be good for you because you could get a good idea on what bike you want, what bike you don't want to get. We have a good amount of loaner bikes to get through in this video and a good amount of opinions to form for each loaner bike. And of course, we gotta start this video off strong with arguably the most popular lambs bike there is today, the Yamaha R7.
All right, we got an R7 here with these pretty sick winglets. I don't mind it, I rate it. Also got a little missing bolt there, but we won't talk about that. And this interesting exhaust doesn't really have a logo on it, so I'm gonna assume it's an exhaust off a Team U, eh? Pretty loud though, pretty loud. And of course, we've got these lever guards on both sides here. Looks pretty mean with the winglets and the lever guards, I will say. Other than that, I think that's pretty much all that's done to this bike. Of course, it's in the beautiful Yamaha blue as well. Not my favorite colorway on this R7, I won't lie. I think my favorite has got to be the all black. Can't go wrong with that. It's super clean, super minimal. It's not the worst sounding exhaust I've ever heard on an R7, but it does get pretty loud. Yeah, it was itching my ears a little just then. Oh my gosh, this thing is so loud. Oh my days. Oh, do you guys think that sounds good or not? I can't. I think it sounds fucking horrible. But I can imagine seeing this bike right next to you or hearing this bike right next to you would be so obnoxious. It's definitely an extremely smooth bike as well, and it's got all this torque you can play with as well. If you guys don't know, CP2 engines, like the MT-07 and the R7, are pretty torquey. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of stunt riders also use them as stunt bikes. Arguably, I think the Yamaha R7 is literally the best looking lambs bike out of all the lambs bike out there. It's got this really sporty look to it, especially when you add winglets to it as well. It amplifies the look of the front. Now, the average person wanting to buy this bike maybe just wants to commute, get around to places, do some twisties, or be a Instagram reel rider. Whatever you want this bike for, I feel like this bike can definitely do everything. The only thing that really sucks that I can imagine when you're wanting to buy one of these bikes is the price tag on them. Oh my gosh, if you guys have ever just had a geese at Facebook Marketplace and just sussed out, you know, the prices on these bikes, it's ridiculous. People are literally reselling them for the same price as brand new, and they want to put the cherry on the top and say, oh, you know, it's worth an extra $3,000 because I put a full system SE Project exhaust on it. Nah. Exhaust systems never add value to a bike. Would you want an R7 or an MT-07? Both are CP2 engines. But I think at the end of the day, oh, what is that? Should not be on the road. Holy crap, that's a full ass pallet. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it all comes to, but bro, this guy's just dropping shit everywhere. This is probably from the same truck. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think it does come to personal preference if you're into the naked or you want the sport bike. The biggest, and I mean the biggest con there probably is going with an MT-07 is as soon as you hop on the highway, it's gonna suck. Like, it's gonna suck, you gotta feel all that wind. At least on a full fairing motorcycle, you're at least covered with this windshield at the front so you don't get as much wind to the face. Let's go find out for ourselves how different an MT-07 is to the R7. Alright, I'm pretty eager to show you guys this bike. It looks pretty freaking sick. Let me get some fuel first and I'll show you guys this bike. Because the 25 model looks so different. 95. I know it says no parking, but I promise I'll be quick. Check out how nice this looks. My favorite front end so far on an MT-07, I can't lie. But in stock, this bike pretty much is. There's nothing pretty much done to it. Actually, he's going in for his first service pretty soon, actually. It's a bit dirty, but other than that, I like it. I like it. The only thing I don't like is how big and bulky these controls are. If you guys watch my R9 video, the R9 also had these as well, and I hated it. I did not like the look of it. I thought it was too bulky. If you got rid of those mirrors, done the tail tidy, just clean it up a little, I think it'd look really, really nice. Now, if you don't know already, the MT-07 is extremely comfortable. I mean, it's really, really comfortable. I'm not a huge fan of like this big dash going on here, but if you're getting an older generation of MT-07, you don't have to worry about any of this. The older MT-07s are just super minimal and basic, man. The other thing I don't like on the MT-07s, the suspension sucks. Stock suspension on MT-07 is literally garbage. Like, it's super bouncy. It doesn't feel that nice and responsive. But I have noticed on the newer ones, it's not as like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not as jumpy. Is this an electronic throttle? Maybe that's why, actually. I think it actually might be an electronic throttle, which means it's even more smoother to ride. On the older MT-07s, they're a lot more raw. I like a bike with the least amount of electronics as possible. I want to feel as much raw power as I can as possible, only because it's more thrilling. I think I'm pretty done with the CP2 stuff, guys. We're gonna move on to another popular Lambs bike, one that you guys probably do currently own or you want to get. What on earth even is this? I'm too scared to even ride that right now, guys. We got an R3 here. Also a really popular choice for learner riders. The newer generations definitely look a lot more sportier. Really, really basic. Not a lot to it, but that's what you want when you're getting a learner's bike. You don't want things to be too complicated, you know? Not a lot of electronics, obviously. I'm actually so done with, like, loud exhausts. I can't. This is a joke, man. This is gonna kill me. Oh my! Let's just get this over and done with. Oh, my ears! All jokes aside, I really don't know how long I can stay on this bike for. For what possible reason could you even want this exhaust in the first place? Hold on, I want to turn this off. Now you guys can probably hear me better. Now, I've always told everyone that the Yamaha R3 is probably the best bike you can get to start off with when you're learning how to ride a motorcycle. And for good reason, guys, for good reason, obviously. It's a 300cc, it's not enough power to kill you at all. Obviously you can, depending how you ride, but for the most part of it, it's a really, really solid bike to ride around on. I mean, off the bat, this is a lot more comfortable than the R7. It is extremely comfortable to ride. And for most of you guys out there, I'm pretty confident you can flat foot this. It's not a very tall bike at all. Oh my god, this thing even pops too? What? You gotta be joking, man. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. If you guys own an R3, let me know what exhaust you run down in the comments below. I think overall this bike's amazing. I think if you're looking to get into motorcycles, like, I can't recommend this bike enough, and I told everyone that asks me the same question, what bike should I start on with? 100% the R3. Alright, I think we're ready to go on to our next bike now. The next bike, I'm pretty confident I've never ridden in my life. The next bike is another 100cc's up from this one. I've never ridden in my life. There's never really been a reason for me to ride the next bike. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Ninja 400. Like I said, this is my first time riding this thing, and damn, this thing actually doesn't look too bad. Low-key. Double bubble windshield. I think that kind of makes it look a bit better. This is pretty cool. The owner did tell me that seat is pretty comfortable. And I love this deep red color as well on the 400. Full system M4 exhaust. Yeah, full system M4. Oh yeah. Yep, that seat is pretty freaking comfortable. Oh my gosh, that makes a whole lot of difference. Sound check. Okay. Not too bad, not too loud either. Alright. Now this, I can get behind this. This is a lot quieter. Hell yeah. I'm amazed how comfortable this thing is also. So this is actually going to be the first time I ever ride a Ninja 400. Everything feels pretty smooth so far. The shifting, throttle response, and obviously packs a bit more punch than the R3. Low key, this is a pretty good competitor for the R3, man. This feels pretty nice. Might have to start recommending people this bike from now on. This is really good. The only thing I don't like about this thing so far is how freaking wide it is. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but the side fairings here protrude out quite a bit. It's not as like slick and narrow as a R3. And this one almost has 40,000 kilometers on it too. Damn, almost 40,000 kilometers on this thing, and it still rides so smoothly. I think that's gonna do it all for this bike, guys. The next bike, we're going back in time a little here. Now, for my OGs, you might already know this bike. I used to own it and it was purple. That's all I'm gonna say. On to our next bike. I forgot how good this thing sounded. Oh. Damn. We have a CBR 650R. This thing looks freaking awesome with a full system AR exhaust. I've never ridden one with this exhaust before. My last CBR 650R had an Aprilia exhaust on it and was also dyno tuned. This one is also dyno tuned as well, which is pretty sick. So I'm gonna get a pretty familiar ride. Has these nice little winglets here too. Bit dusty. They're pretty cool. I like it. Not too bad. And a double bubble windshield. That is sexy. I wish I got that when I had my CBR. Oh, it's good to be back on this thing, I can't lie. Now, if you want a bike that's going to give you that super sport look, whilst also sounding like one, the CBR 650R is without a doubt the best bike for that reason. God damn! The only downside to a CBR 650R is the fact that they are pretty heavy. They are on the heavier side, and the quick shift that this thing comes with as well. It is aftermarket, but nonetheless, it feels really, really good. Just the look of this thing on top is so sexy. Now, Honda did release in their newer models an E-clutch that came out with their CBR 650Rs. I've yet to try one, and I'm so curious to know what that one's like. Hearing an E-clutch on a bike, I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. It's like having ketchup with steak. You know, there are some things in the world that I just don't think go together nicely. And of course, I couldn't do this video without trying the new CBR 650Rs that come factory with an E-clutch. But just off the bat, I can tell that I'm not going to be a big fan of these E-clutches. I'm so, call me biased, call me stubborn, I don't care, but man, just the idea of an E-clutch, I'm not a fan of it. It's got these carbon fairings, but I think it's fake. Yeah, I think it's fake carbon. The only real carbon I can find, I think, is this race-fitted tank cover and the mud guard at the back here. It's crazy how different the new CBR 650Rs look to the older CBR 650Rs. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like how small and narrow they've made it. I think it's taken away the aggressive look of what the CBR 650Rs used to look like. But other than that, it's also fitted with a XL exhaust. Heaps of new electronics as well. Holy hell. But most importantly, how does this thing ride? How does this E-clutch work? How does it feel? From what I've learned and from what the owner has told me, you can literally start this thing up. Doesn't sound too bad, sounds pretty good. Put the kickstand up and put it straight into neutral. I'm low-key nervous to do this. Oh my days. And I assume you can just take off normally, right? Yeah, you can. Now, because it does have the E-clutch, when the actual plus sign here, I don't know if you guys can see, is engaged, the actual clutch itself has like a lot of play. Like there's no feeling to it or it feels completely loose. But when you hold the clutch, put it into gear yourself, the figure disappears and you can feel the friction point now. Now, this actually does also come factory with a quick shifter. Oh my gosh, that's pretty cool. For neutral, first gear without the clutch. Damn, that feels really, really weird. The owner did say this thing is tuned as well. It's been dyno tuned and everything. So now it's pushing about 90 horsepower. Apparently you can actually come to a full stop without having to pull the clutch in first gear. Oh my god, this feels so weird. You're joking. What is this? What kind of witchcraft is this? I can see this being a huge pro to like someone who's learning. You know, you have a quick shifter, it's really smooth. Now it's got the electronic clutch. So making it pretty hard to install. But in saying that, I can see there will be people out there like me who probably will never like the E-clutch simply because it does take away the joy of using the clutch and stuff. And yes, I know you can still use the clutch on this. Like, this thing isn't automatic, but it's like borderline automatic. Like, look at me, I'm coming to a full stop in first gear. I don't know. I think it damn, XSI 900, that should sound good. But yeah, I definitely think the E-clutch takes away a lot of the joy. Can I ask you a question? What do you think the best learner bike is? The R3? I'd say the same thing too.
It's not too slow, but it's not too fast.
Exactly. I think it's a well-balanced bike, isn't it? So for our next bike, guys, it's a bike that is also really popular, Liam's bike. One that I don't really see that often, I'm not gonna lie, and it's also a bike that I've never ridden before, so I'm so keen to ride it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Aprilia RS 60. This is definitely an aggressive looking bike. This will also be my first time riding an Aprilia RS 660. The only Aprilia I've ever ridden was an RS V4, and that was way back in Brisbane. That thing was wild. So I'm pretty keen to see what the little brother's like. 2021 RS 660 with a, I don't even know how to pronounce that name. MIV? I don't know. Well, it's got that exhaust on it. Italian style, of course, to match with the Italian aesthetic. A really nice deep purple color. I really like that. I also really like the front headlights on this thing too. And for a Liam's bike, I gotta say, it comes with a lot of electronics, man. We got an electronic throttle here, which also means it does come with a quick shifter and a blimp. And if you didn't think it'd get any better, it also has freaking cruise control and a bunch of other like controls you can play with as well, like yes, your riding modes and all that, which is, it's wild to comprehend that this is a Liam's bike because it pushes 100 horsepower once dyno tuned. Insane, absolutely insane. Oh, little roar at the end, I like that. Pretty snappy, almost sounds like an R7. This just feels amazing. I can't get over how freaking good this looks from the top. It's got this curve on the side of the tank as well, which kind of lock your legs in, so you feel really secured. What are you kids doing? What the f***? It just feels so torquey. Holy crap! Oh, this thing low-key pulls, man! I swear this thing borderline sounds like a V4 when you rev it. But man, this thing is just absolutely insane. It's crazy that you get all of this for a Liam's bike. It's nuts. It's absolutely wild. Like, it sounds good, guys. You can't lie. This thing does sound good.
And after a long 24 hours of riding some of the most popular learner bikes, we are now done with our challenge. So, what do I think? Out of all these bikes, which one is the best? Well, I think all these bikes definitely are great. They all have their own personality. The R7 has the looks, the CBR 650R has the sound, the R3, MT-07 and Ninja 400 share very comfortable aspects. The RS 660 just packs a solid punch, and the CBR 650R E-clutch is just turning into a Honda Navi, but with a bigger engine. But there is still only one bike that takes the throne, the Yamaha R3. Sure, the R7, the CBR 650R is the most desirable to have on your learners, but the R3 just makes more sense for bang for buck. It's reliable, decently priced, comfortable, enough power to get you around, and most importantly, it's great for learning the fundamentals on. Then once you're bored and have the money, or you just want to be an influencer, sure, get yourself an R7 or a CBR 650R. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but most importantly, I hope this has helped you find your next learner bike. This is gonna do it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Take care.